All right, here we go. We're gonna see if I can make it to my house. We're gonna put it in drive, and then I'm gonna engage the auto drive here right away. See if it'll go. Looks like auto drive. Oh, there it goes. Okay, auto drive takes over. All right, let's see what it does. It's kind of in the middle of the lane here. There's a stop sign here. Uh-oh, where's the wrong direction? I don't know if it knows what it's doing here, but we're gonna see. Okay. I guess it's just gonna try it out. Will I have to intervene or will it make it? Okay. Wow, this is kind of interesting. It's going right up into the foyer here. Okay, it's working. Okay. Okay, it's trying. Now the exit is over there. That's the exit. So let's see what it does. I think it's really desperately trying to make it to this pathway, but it doesn't know exactly where the path is. So I guess it's just gonna try. Well, that's interesting. I think it's gonna find it. Okay.
Now turn right onto 20th Street.
Meanwhile, the navigation is just going off, so who knows? Here we go. I think it's got it. That was actually pretty impressive. It kind of figured that out and found out where to go. Cool. Well, by the way, my name is Chris, and I work in physical therapy, and I do a lot of driving, obviously, and so having a car that drives is beneficial. So it's just want to document my experience with the full self-driving and see how it does. You know. There goes my remote. That's one thing about this car that it does, is accelerates like crazy. Sometimes it just gives it a lot of gas. Okay. There we go. If you see the pathway, it kind of chooses how to go. Coming in hot. I have the green arrow, if you can see it. Nice, and it realized that, whoa. This person's making a U-turn, needs to yield to the people making right turns. It says that on that sign over there, but people don't read. Of course. But, you know. Alright. Another stoplight coming up. Now you probably see this blue flashing. It means I need to put a little bit more pressure on the wheel. I have the wheel, I'm just not putting a ton of pressure on it. So. One thing I noticed about this car is it does put a lot of pressure on acceleration and slowing down. Like that was a really nice slowdown. Like that was gradual. It was like an easy slowdown. Sometimes it has really put a lot of pressure on it. It has really given it gas. But got these people that almost cut me off here on the left of me. I think they're minding their own business. That's good. Okay, here we go. So like, look at the acceleration. 30 miles an hour before we even clear the intersection. I'm not a huge fan of that because I like to gradually increase, but some people drive like that, and that's okay. It's kind of out in the country, not a lot of traffic here, which I'm sure makes it a lot easier. But we have some obstacles up here on the right, and you might see stuff show up. It's really cool to be able to see a lot of these things. If you see that, there's the driveway starting to show up. It didn't actually see the trash cans, but maybe we were going too fast. But it sees everything. Car pulling out, it's a truck, other cars, oncoming cars, speed limit sign. Really nice, really informative. The newest update just made this display, like the navigation goes down there, and then the full display shows you everything on the road, which is really cool. And you can spin it. You know, you can put a lot of. You can see a lot of things as you go through. Okay, this is my turn up here. Is it gonna cut into the striped lane a little bit? Now this is interesting. To see it on the oncoming traffic, this is an interesting concept because it sees very well and it knows when it's its turn to go. And it doesn't take chances in between cars that maybe it has enough room for. It waits until, you know, there's a nice clearing. And then again, a lot of G-forces on this turn. Okay. We're gonna make another turn up here in about 2.4 miles, so a little while. We'll see how it goes. Somebody crossing the road up here, walking. Oh, it sees them, slows down a little bit. Oh, it's kind of sketchy that those people pull out, because I always think if somebody pulls out in front of the car and it thinks their path is going to cross over, it'll slow down pretty severe. It'll slow down pretty fast, like they're running into the road, which is good. You know, that's a good thing. But interesting. It's coming up on a stoplight in a busy intersection. It's busy mostly this way, not busy this way. So a car just pulled out in front, had plenty of room, didn't really respond to it too much. It slowed down slightly. So it's kind of just, you know, peeking at the car, and then it slowed down. And then now it's coming to a stop on a red light. Not so busy, I guess, but you would normally see a lot of cars up and down here. We have the green light. You can see the green light on the things there, which is pretty cool. Speed limit's on. It's very good with noticing things in the road and traffic. One thing I've noticed too is that it can really figure out, like, if there's like potholes, if there is a curb, it sees the curb very clearly. If you see that defined line right there, it sees it very clearly, so it avoids it, you know, of course. Now we have a soft shoulder over here, so you see how it still has the line to choose from, but it gets a little closer to it, you know, it kind of moves over a little bit. This is a school I went to when I was a kid, really young. And one more thing, and then we'll see if it will make it to my road and see how it'll handle turning right. One thing too is it really puts a lot of pressure on the turns, you know, and I think the reason behind that is it doesn't want to put it doesn't want to pull in front of somebody without really kind of accelerating pretty good. So like it's just going to automatically accelerate and get to the speed very quickly to minimize its you know, its flow of traffic, to minimize other people's flow of traffic, I should say, or other people driving. So if it was going to make a right turn here, it would turn in front of a car, but it would accelerate pretty good. And since this is a Model 3 Performance, really any electric car has good acceleration. This one, you know, is a little bit faster than the regular ones, but it uses the acceleration to go. And again, you can just kind of see the traffic lights right there, which is kind of cool. You know, it lets you know kind of what's going on. And another cool feature of this is it'll chime whenever it turns green. Like if it wasn't an auto drive or full self-driving, it would go ding. Now there's some cars stopped up here, so it's not really accelerating fully. Look at that. That was a nice transition. Very nice. Very nice. So I don't think we had to have any sort of interference with this drive, and it's just got a little further to go. Sometimes though, it does ride like a nice distance behind people, and sometimes it gets kind of closer to them, and I'm not sure if it has something to do with the autopilot setting. There's chill, there's average, and there's assertive. I always usually average or chill, so it's not crazy, but I've never really done assertive too much. We'll have to try that on another video. But here's a turn. Now I have a guy really close on my butt, so I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'm gonna see if I can make this right turn and see what happens here. So again, it's fully driving, making a right turn, and perfect, just like that. And it did good, and I turned it off.